Welcome to another video, and I really do appreciate the support I'm having with this small channel. And if you guys want to see this channel continue to grow and continue to blossom, I really do appreciate if you guys not only subscribe, hit the notification bell, and share this content with your friend, family, and followers. But with that being said, let's get into today's topic, Batwoman. It premiered on the CW a couple of weeks ago, and I'm going to give you guys my opinion on it, as well as my overall review of Batwoman. Now, before we begin, I'm going to tell you the origin of myself. Huge comic book nerd. I've been reading comic books ever since I was a little lad, and I understand the dynamics of a lot of the origins of a lot of these characters. It's a progression, it's a process, and it takes several issues, particularly in comic books, to understand the dynamics of said character. Okay, a lot of characters go through a lot of different situations that ultimately they become the hero in question. Now, when you're talking about comic book characters, how they transcend in the movie world as well as the small screen, you just don't have a lot of time to talk about the origin of the character and the character's growth and why that character became that hero. I feel like if Daredevil on Netflix, they did it very, very well. They explained why he was crime fighting, because basically he had a dynamic, Murdoch had a dynamic in him where he wanted to help others that could not help themselves in Hell Kitchen. And then the last episode of that first season, he donned the red costume Daredevil, and I thought they did it perfectly. Now with Batwoman and on the CW, I feel like they were stumbling, particularly the first two episodes. I felt like they were trying to look at Batwoman in a different light, make her have her own origin, her own dynamic, and it was very rebellious towards Batman and the Batman universe. In the Bat universe, Batman is considered the alpha in that particular universe, and then Robin, and then Catwoman, as well as the villains. The Huntress, I feel like comparing Batwoman to Batman, there's really no comparison. I feel like the Huntress is a better character than Batwoman. I feel Catwoman is a better character than Batwoman. Batwoman and Batgirl had their own had comic book issues, but I feel like the more popular characters are Batwoman and the Huntress in the Bat universe, other than, of course, Batman. Okay, now, but with that being said, let's get into Batwoman, the television show. I felt like Kate was trained in the beginning of the episode, and I'm not trying to spoil anything because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people that have not watched the episode, so I'm not going to try to spoil anything. I'm pretty sure people are going to binge watch it when the season is over with. But the first episode, it starts off with Kate training in the Arctic and training and preparing. Now, I was kind of wary of that because it just automatically, instantly goes into this scene, and it was showing subplot scenes in the midst of that scene. It was very confusing, but none of the scenes link why Kate ultimately became Batwoman. Now, Gotham, the premise of the story of the pilot episode, Batman was missing, okay, and Gotham City needed someone else to be the hero of the people of Gotham. So Gotham Police Department created this task force that handles the severe crimes, the severe criminals that normal police officers and the detectives will have a hard time with. And they was going to be the representatives, the heroes, quote unquote, of Gotham. Okay. Now, from there, they kidnapped the love of Kate's life, and she was kidnapped by this underground gang and this woman who to me kind of looked like Harvey Dent, a combination of Harvey Dent and the Joker. Really didn't they didn't really explain her too well in the pilot episode. The dynamics why she ultimately became this character, but you find out later on in the episode why she is who she is. So Kate decides to sneak in Wayne Industry, the building of Wayne Industry, because as a little girl, she used to see him go into this room, this secret room. And ultimately, she gets into the secret room and she sees all the technology, the computers, and the bat suit. Now, Alfred is not there. They didn't explain why Alfred is not there. But briefly, they explained this new character who's supposed to be the caretaker of Wayne Industry, the building, making sure nobody don't break in. This guy is intelligent. He's highly smart, but he gets outduped by Kate. Okay, to me, it was a very weak subpar character. And she ultimately has an ideal. Now she's going to garner the bat suit, and she's going to be the new knight of Gotham. And that's when Batwoman begins. Now, she didn't, the gadget she was using as far as saving her girlfriend, to me, they didn't explain that. She just automatically knew how to use this, and hopefully they'll explain it in later episodes how she, with all the gadgets on his belt, how she could figure those gadgets out in a brief time. And I'm pretty sure they're going to explain it later. But when you're talking about explaining a comic book hero, comic book characters, it takes several issues to explain the origin of these heroes, and within an hour show, you just don't really have a lot of time to do that. Okay, a lot of people, Batwoman is receiving a lot of backlash because of the lesbian angle. To me, they talked about it in the pilot episode, but it wasn't like it was all over the episode, and it made it worse. To me, it is what it is. Okay, they explained it briefly. I got it, but that's not the reason why. I truly did not like the show. To me, there were several other layers why the show, to me, I just not going to get full enjoyment of. One, the storyline was very weak and subpar. The sub characters, they really didn't define them or robust them a lot. They didn't do a lot of explaining with the sub character. They sort of just bring them in the story, and then and then a couple of sentences explain why this character is so important to this storyline. I felt like they should have extended the pilot episode. Instead of making it an hour, maybe an hour and 30 minutes, because I'm pretty sure there's a lot of other clips that they had to cut to fit in an hour that could easily explain a lot of these characters, refine them a little bit more. The villain, it was an original villain from this world of Batwoman, and really don't know a lot about her, other than there's a connection between the villain and Kate's friend that went missing, and Batman was supposed to investigate what happened. And now they're putting two to two together that this villain used to be back in the day, used to be friends with Kate when they were kids. Okay, so that's another dynamic they'll probably explain later on. Okay, but my review of this, I wasn't too pleased with it. I kind of was coming in, had this assumption, in the back of my mind, but I was going to give the show, an opportunity, and it just was not there. It was poorly executed. To me, Batwoman will probably get more popularity when the Crisis miniseries comes up. The first episode got tons of views. Got tons of views. And I think it's going to be a focal point. I think it premieres Sunday or Monday night. I know Supergirl premieres on Sunday night. And by her premiering on Sunday night, she has her own time slot, and there's really not a lot of shows that's going to compete with Supergirl. So that's why there's seasons of Supergirl, because on Sundays it's really nothing going on other than football. With Batwoman, it premieres on Monday. Same concept with Batwoman. There's not a lot of other drama shows or any shows that's going to compete with this, and I feel like Batwoman may make a second season. Okay, obviously, the Crisis on Infinite Earths, that's going to be a mini series on the CW. Also, the Arrow's final season is this year, and they're going to have to put a show in the Arrow time slot. I don't see them creating another DC character for another fall show next year. So you have your pick between Supergirl moving her to Arrow's time slot, or the Flash moving him to Arrow's time slot. I think the Flash time slot is perfect. It's locked in. So now you're looking at Batwoman and Supergirl. And I feel like those two shows are the weakest of the characters. Black Lightning, I'm not a huge fan of Black Lightning. I'm not a huge fan of even Lucifer, okay? Felt like Lucifer wasn't that good to me. But a lot of people, like the show. They like the eye candy, the guy who plays Lucifer, okay? But other than that, that's it. And I forgot the other DC show, and is the time traveling show, and that show it's a shorter span of that show. It's not consistently in the fall. They keep moving it around, but I feel like Batwoman is going to have a niche. It's going to have a small cult following, not a huge cult following. I feel like people that are interested in Supergirl are going to be interested in Batwoman. And there's a lot of dynamics in the Batwoman, like women's independent, women power, the culture is going to be interested in Batwoman. But when you look at the storyline between Kate and her love interest, I mean, there was really not a lot of material there to, say, oh, this is the show that truly represent lesbians and their relationship. Okay, it was kind of bland. It was kind of bland. It wasn't dynamic or unique. That really peels the layers of from that point. Okay, but step aside from that, the show needs. I feel like the show needs a new direction. It needs a new director. It needs better writing. And I feel like, maybe next season we'll get that from Batwoman. But I'm going to have to pass on Batwoman. Not too pleased. I wasn't too happy with Batwoman. Okay. But guys, tell me what you think. Rate, comment, subscribe. Hit the like button. And comment below. I do request, if you guys got another video you want me to talk about, I will do it. It's your boy. I'm out of here, guys. Deuces.